So, Patrick?
Yes?
This is Kimberly. I'm new, and so I just have a quick question. We've got our 98 numbers and our 47 numbers, and we have the 47 number. It says it's addressed Kimberly Lynn Camper Estate. And so
I didn't quite hear you. What'd you say?
On our documents from the IRS, it says our name and then estate, and then it says and trust, right? So that's for the 47 number. And then on the 98 number, hold on.
It should say foreign grant or trust on that one. Okay, the other one should say the estate, and that's over the Social Security person because he's a dead mortmain person. He's a dead man.
So the on the 98, it is...
The 98 is, if you got a 98 series number, that came out of Philadelphia, and that will give you the accessing entry to draw funds out of the de jure treasury of the country. Okay?
It came out of Ohio, out of Cincinnati, Ohio.
Well, you didn't get a 98 number then.
It is the 98-6 and then a bunch of other numbers.
Okay, well, then basically you called up Philadelphia and you got the number, right?
Well, we did this through another process quite a while ago. So it says...
You still would have had to go to Philadelphia to get that number.
I don't know. I just know that the issuance is from Ohio. It just says, thank you for applying. We assigned you EIN 98-6, blah, blah, blah.
Does it say foreign grant or trust?
It says this will identify your estate or trust.
No, it's got to say foreign grant or trust. You call up Philadelphia IRS and you ask them if that is a valid foreign grant or trust EIN.
Okay.
Get the phone number. Basically, it's off on the site there on the SS4 that basically addresses getting a foreign grant or trust EIN. There's a number there, and you can call that up, and then you ask them, state that you've got this number, and basically you want to double make sure that this is a foreign grant or trust EIN number.
Okay. And then with the 47 number, is there a way to identify if it's...
The 47 numbers come out of Cincinnati, okay, or whatever number you get. I've got a 61 series number for my estate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We filled out the SS4 to get the 98 number. Oh, and it was the SS4 form for the foreign trust. And that's how.
And you sent that into Philadelphia? Please call up Philadelphia and ask them, okay?
Okay.
Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. Ask and you shall receive, okay? That's the problem. Nobody wants to ask these people anything. You want to think that you know more than what the teacher knows.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with that, Patrick.
Okay. Now, I get a little irritated. I've been at this for too damn long, and basically people just, in some cases, just are total arrogant about the thing, and they want to continually fight the system and not understand the system.
Yeah, I don't think that's the issue here. I'm just looking for
people try and make this a lot harder than it is. Okay? Like paying a bill. All you need to do is release the credits. You're the owner. You are an American federal citizen. And then if you're a man, you are an elector. Okay? A woman is not an elector. And a woman can't vote in this country either. Only in a corporation can they vote. So, you want to vote for the corporate president, Hillary Clinton, you can. Because she ain't the president of the country. She never will be. Of the federal country. Of the federal government. She can be a corporate nitwit president, but that's as far as it goes.
I understand that.
Now, I had Tom post a couple new items up there today. Okay, a Rev 1 for understanding the difference between or what federal means, and federal means people. Just take a simple look at basically everything that's got federal in it. Okay? And take the word federal out and put people in there. Now it makes sense. This is the people's country, not the corporation's country. We set up the corporate chartered government, but not to rule over us. We were to maintain rulership over them. So a man, when he comes of age, basically, has the highest government title out here as an American federal citizen elector. We are the central government of this country. We the people. The federal courts are the people's courts. And you go into the federal courts and basically one of the guys out in Idaho, basically, I talked to him this morning, basically he told me about this other guy that was out there in Idaho in a federal court case. And basically he'd given something to the judge, and basically the judge read it. And then basically the guy asked him, put his finger to his collar and said, do you want to change your outfit or your attire? The judge got up and went back to the back room, got his white robe with a purple sash on it, and came back out.
Hey, Merlin.
He said, okay, I want to see the injured party in the witness stand. No injured party came forward. Basically, case dismissed. What just happened? The outfit that he was wearing, that white robe with a purple slash, was an ecclesiastical judge's robe. The prosecuting attorney didn't know what was going on, and he never had any say in the matter. He was totally out of the picture. This goes right along with what we heard about the North Carolina couple that were in federal court on tax problems. And basically they gave something to the judge, and basically the judge just dismissed the case without changing his robe. He dismissed the case, and then 2 days later the men in black showed up and had them endorsing all their documents, surrendering them so that they could be processed out of this commercial fraudulent assignments. We may have to touch base with our chief federal district judge. I know that basically they know who I am. Okay, I've been to them numerous times. I've called them just about every name under the sun. Why haven't I been arrested? Why haven't the U.S. Marshals come down here and basically pick me up? Okay? Because, I mean, they even tried to come down here and intimidate me that basically I was threatening the bankruptcy judge. Well, I didn't. I was just stating the facts. And they knew that they couldn't touch me because I stand over them. And when you speak with authority, they will respect the authority. The problem is, most of you people go in there and argue something, and then you do it in a wishy-washy way that you're not positive of what you're doing. This whole thing has been, in a way, a trial and error. Basically, we had to try and put all the pieces of the puzzle together. I'm sorry if it's just didn't all of a sudden overnight just appear and basically had all the answers. That ain't the way this thing works. The bankers have deceived, and the bankers and the religious people and the drug companies, you name it, the insurance companies, all of these people had their hand in basically getting everybody off track. And they're still doing it. There's people on the damn site there that are so damn arrogant in their own thought process that they can't admit that they're wrong and change their MO. I have basically over the years admitted that I've been wrong and had to change my system numerous different times. But I can basically admit I'm wrong. The problem is, most of these other people can't do that. And they want to continue going down the same wrong road that basically has been proven to be wrong numerous times out here. And then they follow judges that basically are out there infiltrating and putting bum information out, because those judges basically are not sitting as judges anymore because they never got inundated with all the facts of being an ecclesiastical judge in the process. And they're trying to set up their own damn court system out here now. We have a damn good government here if we stand up and support the government, the real government. And we start taking down these corporations that are out here that have infiltrated the bankers and everything and start taking the money away from them. Basically in the Bible it talks about, I think in the Apocalypse or in the book of Revelation, that at the end times there would be only roughly 144,000, 12,000 from each one of the 12 tribes that gain the knowledge and understanding and come out of the system. Most of the rest are basically going to stay in the system and not believe the thing, and basically they're going to be annihilated. So it's your choice. You sit out there and continue to fight the system, and basically you'll be doing that until the day you die. Or you come out and you go to heaven. So it's your choice. Okay? I put up the documents that show the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments. Okay? And basically, the rights that we have per those, they are basically, the corporations are placing us into an indentured servitude. And then they operate, when they get you into court, in these fraudulent courts, state courts, which state courts have no jurisdiction over the living person, period. You have to volunteer into those state courts. Your court is the people's court or the federal district court. Don't believe that bullshit on television there about the people's court that they have there. And in the people's court, there can be no female judges. All of these Article III judges basically got their education either at Princeton, Yale, Harvard, Georgetown, St. James, St. John's, Rutgers, Notre Dame. Well, what are all those schools? They're ecclesiastical schools. Methodist, Presbyterian, Evangelicus, Baptist, whatever. So they've got the training to be an ecclesiastical court judge.
Can you please mute?
Would you like to?
What?
Oh, you made it already?
Somebody's making a lot of noise. They need to mute themselves.
Oh, okay.
Star 6 if you want to mute yourself, and then you can star 6 when you want to talk.
Oh.
I don't know what more there is to say about this thing, okay? I turned around and basically Tom posted a document that statement that I sent into the Kansas City Finance Center. Well, basically it went to the PFC and the SFC as a reclamation financial management division or bureau in the Treasury Department. So I got those 2 email addresses after I got an email confirmation back from them, and I turned around and sent another email back to those 2 addresses with my phone number, my address, and everything on it, and then basically also the federal means people document, and also the document about the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. The reorganization, whatever, document. Reconstruction document.
Right. And your document with your KC letter I posted up under note have Treasury seized Morton Main accounts.
Yeah, seize Morton Main account. It's a real simple one. Very, very simple.
Yeah, and see, when we did a letter of credit by signature, it went to the Federal Finance Bank, okay, by way of the Federal Reserve or by basically one of these other corporate banks, by way of the Federal Reserve Bank, over to the Federal Finance Bank, the People's Finance Bank, which then they were able to draw the credits out of the Treasury. Okay? So that's the People's Financing Bank, the Federal Financing Bank. Then you read about the federal funds. Then you read about the federal the federal credit agencies. And then basically you look and see off-budget federal entities. Your Social Security person is the federal entity. You are the federal. So it is federally owned and controlled. It's not controlled by the government, but you are the government. You're the central government. So we own that entity in an off-budget account. You don't need to go in and do that $196 item to go to the Social Security and find out how much is in your Social Security account, because all they're going to give you is what you paid in. They're not going to give you the off-budget account information. So, it was a total waste of money. I already knew how much I'd paid in out of my back pocket. All for a fancy red ribbon and certified by them, which didn't mean shit to me. You can go down as many rabbit holes as you want, okay? But there's only one right rabbit hole out here. Now, the choice is yours, okay? I've been all around and basically scouring the field to find the right damn rabbit hole to get down. All of these 4 items, okay? The Federal Financing Bank, the federal funds, okay? The federal credit agencies, okay, and the off-budget federal entities. Where'd they come from? They didn't come from the law dictionaries. They came from financial dictionaries. And basically out of either the USB dictionary or the Campbell-Harvey financial dictionary, but Tom has posted up there on the websites. See, that's what I've been telling you people. You need to go to the dictionary and stay the hell away from all the damn codes out there. The people are not held to the damn codes. We can hold them to certain codes in the process, but we are not to be held to those codes. They're the ones that are committing a insurrection and rebellion, monetary insurrection and rebellion against the people and the country. We have to come in and suppress that by our actions. We are going to suppress their insurrection and rebellion, monetary rebellion. Then the de jure government has to come to our aid when we are coming in to suppress the fraudulent corporations. And we basically release the credits, cancel the debt at the same time. You need a new bridge out where you live. Basically, turn around and go out there and find out how much it's going to cost and basically release the credits over to the county commission to build a new bridge. You just took the debt off the table and basically took them using bondage and interest rates to destroy the monetary structure of this country. They want to build a new federal courthouse in Des Moines here. Okay? So they passed it through Congress. What did Congress do? Set up a bill. Now, they turn around, and with all the electors out here, they're going to basically draw against all the electors or the voter registration cards and draw against their accounts, putting liens against those accounts, and then writing bonds to pay for that building. In one swell swoop, I could come in and write a damn letter of credit and release the credits and pay for the damn thing in one swell swoop. That's how powerful you can become.
Yeah, you'd be a dollar crusader.
What?
You'd be a civic crusader.
Whatever you want to be, okay? But there's things you can do for the good and basically getting this stuff done right. But you've got to get off your ass and get out there and do it. Don't be afraid. They're not going to penalize you if you're trying to do something right. But you don't go out there and you write debt instruments in the process, creating more debt. That will land you in jail. Try to tell people that, but some people just never wake up. I told you people to basically go out there and start canceling out your credit cards, your bills that you have. Okay? Get those out. Do the receipts.
Excuse me.
But half you people are out here, well, I need to have a new car. I want to go buy a house, or I want to do this. You've got to get recognized that you're standing in honor first, okay? And by going in and canceling the bills and canceling the receipts, you are now canceling the national debt. Now you're in honor. Now you can go to the next step. Stop being greedy in this damn process. So you only make $600 this week, sending a letter out. Well, next week you do it for $1,200. Next week you do it for $3,600. You go down into Walmart and you start dumpster diving for receipts. And you get reimbursed the credits, and you release the credits from your Social Security off-budget mortgage account, offshore mortgage account that's being held in a Federal Reserve Bank. Just like it says about federal funds. Those funds are being held in reserve at the Federal Reserve Banks. We've got to take them out of their reserve status and bring them into active duty status. Okay. That's about all I've got to say tonight. Now, you guys better start asking some questions. Okay? And you better think before you ask. You better have read the documents, too, before you ask. Okay?
Yeah, I got a question, Patrick. It's Steve.
Yeah.
You talked about the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments tonight, and I'm looking through the documents. I don't see anything that pertained to that. Is that recent, or that was in the past, or What? Can you go over that stuff
was
again?
just a couple days ago. Okay.
Yeah.
I had
That's
Tom post that up.
That's the reconstruction document.
Oh, okay.
And see, those were the 14th and 15th were reconstruction acts.
Right.
And then the 13th, 14th, and 15th are classified as reconstruction amendments.
Okay.
The 13th was all about involuntary servitude.
Right.
The 15th was about slavery and servitude.
Right.
Taking the rights to vote, just like taking the rights of guns away from people to get thrown in jail. They can't do that. That's placing you in a servitude position and then basically also depriving you of your right of self-protection.
Right.
And see, these state corporations do not have jurisdiction over the living people of this country. But they've got everybody convinced they do. And then you got nitwits like Ron Paul running around trying to go into the Federal Reserve Bank and look at the records, and basically all the accounts are being held off budget. Hell, he ought to know that damn thing. He's in the federal government. He ought to know that there's funds held off budget. And you can't see those funds, especially when those funds belong to an individual. He can't go in there and see what all the individual accounts are holding. He doesn't have a right to. Of course, he doesn't even have a right to be in office right now either. He's just as bad as Hillary and the rest of the damn nitwits in government. One term, and then you're supposed to sit out a term. And then if you get lucky, you get reelected the next time around. But you cannot be in office, be an inhabitant of the office, and run for the election while you're in office. That is pretty straightforward right in the Constitution. And the people can't even see this shit.
Right. We should get a popular education going on that.
I have a question, Patrick.
Yeah.
Well, first, I missed the last 5 minutes because I had to, well, whatever. So I hope I'm not asking this question twice. I've read the Reconstruction and the exert real power over them paper. Am I supposed to put that portion of it into my affidavit, or is that something I'm supposed to...
Yes, I would work all that into that. That gives you your justification for coming in and demanding, and you're coming in to suppress the corporation's insurrection and rebellious monetary system in this country that's destroying not only the country but the people also.
That's exactly what I did with it. So I was just trying to double check exactly what I was doing.
Okay. And then you have to come in and on your envelopes, okay, you should write federal mail at the top of them and at the bottom of them in red. This letter is federal mail. Off to the side if you're going to do a certified mailing, but basically in most cases it'll still get there at the same time, whether it's certified or registered. Now you can get the special little sticker that one of the guys was talking about a couple weeks ago for about $1.60 or $1.30 or whatever it was, a tracking label to place upon that envelope. You don't need a signature. in the process, but basically a little tracking, and it's not a certified. Stop giving the dead post office system, extra funds. Get back over into the post office side of the system.
So
anybody else?
Are you saying to go ahead and do certified or not do certified? Just call it federal mail.
You put federal mail, and then you get this little tracking number.
All right.
Label that they can put on there for $1.30, $1.65, I forget what it was.
Right. I understand.
On the thing.
Right. And just track it for yourself. You don't have to worry about being certified and having
You just get the tracking number, and then you can go online and track it and see when it was delivered.
Right. Yeah,
but they don't have to sign for it or anything like that.
Right.
See, they have to sign for a certified letter.
Yeah. Sounds good. That's a good plan.
And then if you have a green card with it, they have to sign the green card too, and then send the green card back to you. You don't need all that.
Right.
You just need to know when was it delivered, so you can start your time frame then of the 5 days that they need to process that.
Okay.
Patrick, other than that, there's really no change in the process.
Huh?
The process stays the same then.
Yeah. We just had to basically clarify our title a little more. Okay? Groom it. Okay? Give it a little more beef in the process. Sort of like the old Wendy's commercial, where's the beef? Where's the beef? We put as much beef in there as we can. And then they'll be happy to eat our sandwiches.
Patrick?
Thank you, Patrick.
Yeah.
I have a couple of small questions in your Kansas City letter in the first paragraph. At the end where you talk about monetary insurrection, you cite the 13th Amendment. Isn't that the 14th Amendment?
You got to read what I said there about basically involuntary servitude.
But
I think I said about involuntary servitude in that one. Okay?
No, I don't see that in there. It's monetary insurrection by fraudulent assignments put forth by the bankrupt corporations per the 13th Amendment.
Section?
13th Amendment.
Which section did I reference?
None. That was
one should have been Section 3, and the other one should have been Section 4. Okay?
No, you're right. But that's the 14th Amendment, not the 13th Amendment.
That's right. You don't have anything. Well, yes, you do. Section 1 and Section 2.
That's 13 is Section 1 and 2. Yeah, that's on the Reconstruction paper.
Right.
Looking at it.
This is in the having the Treasury seize the Mort Main account letter to Kansas City.
Oh.
In the one that I'm looking at, in the first paragraph, I had a treasonous act, okay? And then I had in violation of the 14th Amendment, Section 3, by the de facto public banking, U.S. Department of the Treasury.
Okay, then you have I took the one off the Skype group that you had and put it into a document. I guess you've revised it some.
I don't think I changed that, but basically it may have. And then basically in the second paragraph, it was the 14th Amendment, Section 4. And we're coming in trying to do a suppression of the insurrection. And see, if you don't come in stating that you are trying to suppress the insurrection, monetary insurrection and rebellion out there, then the government is not obligated to support you. Read the two sentences in the 14th Amendment, Section 4.
Oh, I know what you're referring to. I think I may have a different document. This is the Skype message you posted that started out with you are an American federal citizen of age. Now you need a federal ID and federal passport as a non-resident corporate citizen. And then after that is a 2-paragraph letter by Kansas City Financial Center. So you must have revised that later.
Yeah, because it is different, Patrick.
Well, basically, you read the damn thing, okay? Before you sign anything, you better make sure it's right.
Right.
Okay? So the responsibility is on you, not on me. I give you an example. Now you make the corrections if there's a mistake you find. How else am I going to get you to read the damn things?
Well, I've read it. It just doesn't sound like the document you're talking about.
Well, then you make the corrections, okay?
Okay. This is the one that ends up with, thank you for your federal time and service.
What was your other problem?
Well, in the middle of that, when you talk about the account having the Treasury cede or surrender just federal collections and processing, and I just don't see how the word just fits in. Unless you're just talking about the fact that you wanted equitable and not the usurious part.
I want just exchangement, okay?
Okay.
I want justice, okay?
That's in the sense of just exchangement. Okay, got it.
Where are y'all even at, man? Y'all lost me completely.
Yeah, I think I'm looking at a different document.
Yeah, I don't know what you're looking at. You might be looking at one of the old ones. Basically, you got to make sure you've got the latest rev. And I don't have my Skype open, so I can't go back and see which one you're talking about on Skype.
No, this is the way. After you posted the latest file, you then posted a Skype note, which I then converted into a document. So you must not have meant it to be a document then. We can sort this out tomorrow if you want.
Well, basically, you know that the 13th Amendment strictly deals with involuntary servitude. So basically, anything else has to be the 14th Amendment if it's dealing with Section 3 or 4.
Right.
And then basically the 15th Amendment is about slavery and servitude, okay?
Right, got that. I understand.
Okay, end the subject. Go on to the next question. What's the next question? Plausible deniability. Okay, that's what the courts do to you all the time. And basically that is all the way back to Cain and Abel, to where the devil came in under plausible deniability to deny that basically he does something wrong. This didn't just all of a sudden come about with the CIA, the way they reference in the damn dictionary on the internet. And then all the courts have been using this as their cop-out to try and protect themselves. I even had the damn local judge here use that in the process when I tried to claim that the damn driver's license was an insurance policy to pay for the damn traffic tickets. And I tried to get the credits released from that, but I didn't state it quite right. And then I didn't know at the point in time that basically if they didn't comply, I could have turned it over to the FBI and called the FBI in on that court for banking fraud. Come in there and check their books. I think they're double dipping. I paid them. And I think these court bonds out here are still open. They're still making money off it. That's banking fraud.
Yeah,
the parole system in this country is a total banking fraud. You get released out of prison, your debt is essentially paid. It's not, well, we're going to let you out and then we're going to turn you over to the parole department and basically they can make some money off you too. Problem was you were in prison there under false pretenses in the whole damn process. There was never supposed to be a debtor's prison in this country. The people were supposed to have access to the Treasury to pay any debt that they had. That was the difference between being an American and being a European. Okay, anybody else have any questions? Okay? You can ask them.
Hey, Patrick.
Yes.
I'm new to the system here. Been listening to many calls and looking at forms and letters and such. And being new to the group, what do you suggest the first step to do in this process?
Basically, you need to get your EINs, okay? I stated that in the phone calls. Okay, you need to take notes when you listen to those phone calls. We've tried to give you sort of the important steps in the phone calls. What you need to get done now. And then basically you can also, in the meantime, go in and start releasing credits out of your Social Security account to pay and settle all bills.
Okay. On the EIN part, the IRS only lets you do one a day.
That's right.
And in looking at this, they ask.
You only need to get 3, so that means 3 days, and you've got them all.
Got them all, right?
Okay.
It asks sole proprietor, partnerships, corporations, limited liabilities, estates, trusts. What do we put that under?
Other.
Other. Okay. The one that's tax exempt.
Yeah, you can be tax exempt, non-incorporated, tax exempt.
Okay. Thank you.
See, when you start using lawful credits, they cannot tax lawful credits. They can only tax the usury monetary system. And then they've got us paying the usury tax out there for the corporations. We're not getting any benefit out of them holding our credits whatsoever. We're getting harmed in the whole damn process. Being harmed is not a benefit. I'll tell you that right now. But see, you've got to know how to basically state that and prove that. You've got to understand the monetary system, and I've been trying to explain this to you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for what you do.
And don't listen to any of these other guys on the Skype group or anything else that's coming up with this off-the-wall bullshit in the process. I don't condone any of that. I don't condone anything that any of these other guys are doing out here, period. Because they've not come to me and talked to me or anything like that. So I don't condone them that they're doing anything right. Okay, anybody else?
Yeah, Patrick, this is Corey.
Yeah.
I would like for you to kind of go over the Caesar clause. And I want to say I appreciate your definitions because you're helping us at least be able to communicate better. That's what you've been trying to accomplish, and I appreciate that accomplishment because when we get to a certain level, we have to be able to communicate these things. And
you have to know what the word Caesar means.
Right. And so I want you to go over that with me.
Well, basically, you can go into the dictionaries and look up the word Caesar. You may have to go into the dictionaries online to look at it. And basically, it's basically a way out, okay? A means of terminating something. Okay? And that's what we have the right to do because of the statute at large, volume 15, section or chapter 249, the Expatriation Act, and we're expatriating away from this foreign monetary system of insurrection and rebellion. And see, that's an act of suppression when we're doing this. When we're enforcing the Caesar clause. And then you're getting into the lawful currency. Give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. The lawful assets. You're going to be a Caesar, okay? You're terminating the fraudulent one. You're suppressing it.
All right, I understand.
Okay? I posted that definition up there well over a month or two ago.
Boy, the whole world certainly got that one all messed up.
Yeah. Well, that's because the bankers misled everybody, just like they misled everybody about Jesus dying on a damn cross. He crucified his documents. He drew a cross on them, and that crucified his contracts, his documents.
We should probably do the same. I think you did that before, didn't you?
We will basically be doing the same, but yeah, we didn't go to the right places. We were trying to do it with the devil, and the devil wasn't going to take those. And basically, you want a passport, you want an ID when you come in, and basically you might have to go to the federal district court and request a federal, an American federal citizen, elector, or just a American federal citizen ID or passport. Knowing that you are a federal citizen. You're not a national citizen. A national means you're a corporate citizen, just like a state citizen. You're a corporate citizen. But a federal citizen is one who stands over the other subordinate chartered federal government. We are the electors over them. Or a representative. In the case of a woman, she would be a representative, federal representative in the process. electoral representative. And she should be standing either by her father, her dead father, her husband, or her dead husband in the process. She can't stand on her own. She has to be under the protections of a man. Sorry, but that's the way the law is set up. Okay, anybody else have any questions?
Patrick, this is Robert. I have a question.
Yeah?
In the past, you talked about the driver's license. I live in the state of North Carolina, and I've done research with the state and the motor vehicle department in Raleigh, and I cannot find anywhere that it has value.
You're not going to see it. Okay?
Okay.
But that number is a 9-digit number.
Correct.
That is over with the insurance division.
Okay.
It does have a value. Okay?
Okay.
And see, that's why, everything out here in this fraudulent corporate government structure is compartmentalized so that one department doesn't know what the other department's doing.
Right.
But they're out there to make money. You think they're going to pass it up and issue a driver's license to you and give you nothing in return? What benefit is that?
No, I
They're
understand.
getting a benefit. They're getting a benefit of having a driver's license because they got you and they can bond you in the system.
And they do.
Hey, Patrick, I went and got an ID instead of an license, just a regular ID, and I didn't have to pay. They said senior citizens don't have to pay. Well, they're getting money out of that account.
Yeah, basically, in a lot of cases, like in the state of Iowa, that state ID has the same number as the driver's license number does.
Yeah, it does.
So it's still carrying the same assurance policy out there. It's not an insurance policy, but it's an assurance policy, a fully funded assurance policy that they basically came in and put into the Federal Reserve Bank a lien against our assets, our off-budget assets.
Right. And they
and that was done by the state insurance division.
Right.
They take all those numbers, and you gave them your Social Security number so they know right where to go, to the Federal Reserve Bank and then to the off-budget account.
And certainly it has an assurance, a policy. Like, example, a couple days ago, someone I knew broke down on Highway 80 over here, and he was walking, on the side of the freeway and got hit and killed. So he didn't get killed in his vehicle, but he still got killed right on the road. And they'll collect on it.
Oh, yeah. The family won't know that there's an $11.2 million assurance policy that's sitting there that they could turn around and come in and claim. They can also come in and claim that whole policy or that off-budget account that's sitting offshore down in Puerto Rico. But you guys forget about that until you understand how to get yours out of the system first.
Right. Yeah, I understand.
You guys got to think about this, okay? Why would they do something if it wasn't to make money? They don't do things for free. They're not Mr. Nice Guys. Corporations are not Mr. Nice Guys out here.
Right, and these
They're
courts...
backstabbing son of a bitches.
these courts aren't even registered with the Secretary of the State. I have certificates from the Secretary of the State out here that searched and found no evidence or record of the Superior Court of California, County of Placer.
But all their bar licenses have to be recorded by the State Bar Association, which is still tied into the state.
Right. So they're backdooring it.
Yes. And then basically all of the county, and see, all these state courts are working through the counties.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? County courthouses and everything. So
right,
basically they're working under that EIN, that assigned EIN in the process.
Right, and that's all managed by all the attorneys also.
By the attorneys and by the comptrollers of the state.
Mm-hmm.
The fraudulent banking comptrollers. Because there is no comptroller of the currency in a state. But they're out there being comptrollers of some goddamn thing, and basically that is the comptrollers of the monetary system that's attached to the insurance policies or assurance policies.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. You people have to basically listen to this and basically understand how the banking system really functions.
We're learning.
If you need to listen to this stuff 4 or 5 times, take notes, go and check it out, get a financial dictionary. Start looking some of these words up in a financial dictionary, not in a law dictionary, but in a financial dictionary. It's all about banking and finance. Just like I said, the Bible, that is one of the key banking instruments out here. Bible, all capital letters, banking instruments, banking laws, inequity. You can either have just banking or unjust banking. And basically they're both called out in that Bible, in that banking book. It has nothing to do with hocus pocus bullshit.
Yeah, that whole chapter.
Anybody else want to chime in with anything?
Yeah, well, that whole chapter in the Bible about Jezebel is like a perfect example, and all the other things too. But it's like there was totally unjust transfer and banking and fraudulent claims and everything in that Jezebel story.
Job, the same thing happened there. Okay. Basically, he came in and basically showed them that basically they had to basically forgive their debts, release the credits, and then they were no longer in debt after 3 days. I don't know how more obvious some of these things can be. They're right there in the open in the Bible, but they're in a metaphoric condition. But see, that's the problem. Most people can't read between the lines. They can't understand metaphors, and they think that basically some hocus-pocus God's out there is going to protect them in Never Never Land. You can't make something out of nothing, okay? So all those people that were out there claiming that the Federal Reserve banks are creating money, 10 times the amount of money out of nothing, they're totally bullshit artists, okay? They're deceivers because they don't even understand what Einstein proved out there. You can't create matter, but you can change the form of matter in the process. And that's all we're doing is we're changing the form of our treasury assets into a negotiable instrument capacity, and then we're going to take that and negotiate that into another barter and put that into our estate. What more lawful can that be? We're doing barter. That's what we were supposed to be doing all along. Okay. No more questions?
Patrick, I've got a question. This is Mark. I've actually got two quick questions. First one is, does it matter if you were baptized in a 501c3 church?
No.
That has no bearing?
All roads lead to Rome. All religious roads lead to Rome. What was baptism about? See, that's a problem. Most people don't even know what baptism is really about. It is basically there to forgive your original sins. A baby was not born with no stinking original sin. They couldn't be a debtor. And if they were classified as a debtor, the only debt that they owed is to Mother Earth, okay, that they have to give their body back to Mother Earth when they die. So, the original sins that you have, or the original debts, is when you go out and get a mortgage. Now that becomes a debt, and you have to release the credits, and that's what the baptismal certificate gives you the power to do by way of the UCC.
Okay. Speaking of that, my second question is, thank you, is that I'm looking at your most recent UCC FBI warning that we printed up, and I just double-checking on the spelling for everyone, but on your very first line, it says the first item in every movie is the basis of this copyright. And the word basis here is spelled B-A-S-E-S, and when I go to Ballantyne's, that means really low, and I'm wondering if it should mean basis with an I-S instead of an E-S.
Well, really, we probably should change that whole first line and come in as an American federal citizen elector or representative for a female on that line, and then that we are standing in a Christian ecclesiastical Roman state. See, we're under Roman law, okay? That's the superior law that the people are under. We're not under the constitutional laws whatsoever. We're under Roman law, which is basically the Ten Commandments now cast in iron.
Okay,
really is down to 2 commandments after Jesus got through throwing the other 8 out and said that, hey, basically it really boils down to 2. Love thyself and love thy neighbor as thyself.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, call tonight, Tom.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you, Patrick, very much.
Okay, good night.
Thank you, Patrick.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, guys.